Hi friends, Pam here, also known as Flipped Out Mom on Instagram and on this channel. If you're new here, welcome. Thank you so much for stopping by. If you've been here before, thanks for coming back. So I'm here in my new office and I cannot wait to give you guys a full tour. So we initially purchased the shed back in 2021, so about 2 years ago. And we purchased it to free up some space in the garage where my husband was storing his hobby collection. So he has a very massive collection and we needed that space in the garage to store inventory because that's where I store pretty much 95% of my clothing inventory. So yeah, he had this space as a place to store his collection and work on his hobby. And we had this beautiful space in our home. So this space was my absolute favorite. And after tweaking it, I finally got it to a place where it was super efficient and I absolutely loved this space. But then on Friday, February 18th, we woke up to find a flooded disaster in my office due to a plumbing failure. So that morning we scrambled to get everything out of the office and went around calling places to see if we can get help. As far as the water cleanup, we were very lucky to find an excellent company that came and helped us clean everything up. But they did provide us some bad news that it was going to be a very lengthy process because we had to go through insurance and they're used to this. They said, look, we do this every day and it's going to be several months. So just be patient, be patient, be patient. That's all they kept asking us, was to be patient. And we really tried, but it was 3-4 months of sleeping on a mattress in the living room because we had to take everything out of our master bedroom and everything out of the office. And I mean, we only have so much space. So we made the dining room became my office, and then we dumped everything from our master into the living room. So that became very crowded and tight. Then they also informed us that we would have to get new floors once everything was said and done, that our floors were completely damaged and that we would have to replace them in both the master bedroom and the office. So yeah, during this time I transitioned into the dining room and that was fine for a few months. We made do. We just ate at our desk or in the living room or whatever, but I was getting really bummed as we got closer to the holidays because it's my favorite time of the year and I really missed eating together as a family. So that's when I had the idea to move into the shed. Now, at first I wasn't sure how my husband would feel about it, so I kind of waited it out, but every day it was getting more and more frustrating for me to work in the dining room. I didn't have an efficient space there or an efficient layout. I never really made it that way. Like, I just got in there and did what I had to do, but I knew I didn't want to stay there permanently, so I didn't spend too much time like really analyzing how I wanted to lay it out because I knew I wasn't going to stay there. So finally I went to my husband and I said, listen, this is what we're doing. I didn't ask him. I had a long list of reasons why we needed to do this. And he tends to do this to me when I have a long list of reasons, like I'm ready to like present my case. He's like, okay, sure, no problem. And I'm like, and here's why. Wait, what? So I was so excited that he was on board. He wasn't looking forward to it because he has, like, again, I said, a very massive collection of his hobby stuff. So it did take some time to get his stuff out of here in a way that made him comfortable, but we took our time with that. And anyway, it's been a few weeks and I am now in the space. Oh, and the other thing we had to do was declutter our garage. So the first thing we did was we had a yard sale, and you guys, we had a ton of stuff personal stuff that we were gonna just donate. So we decided to have a yard sale, even though it's a ton of work. In the end, it was worth it. I think we made somewhere between $400 and $500. Then we made an additional few $100s afterwards because there were some items that we found and that didn't sell that we posted on Facebook Marketplace and they sold for much more. I think in the end we made like $700, and this was all stuff that we didn't need anymore. We were just gonna donate if it didn't sell. So that freed up a ton of space in the garage. So now he has space for his hobby stuff and I was able to move in here. So I'm gonna stop yapping, you guys, and I'm gonna show you this space. I really hope you like it. And if you have any suggestions on things I can do in this small space, please let me know. Also, I'm going to make another few videos that does a deep dive into all of my processes as far as shipping, as far as photographing and steaming and listing. So right now I just want to show you guys the space and a brief explanation on how I use it. And yeah, if you guys have any suggestions in the meantime, let me know. Okay, you guys, so this is my 10 by 14 shed. Technically on the inside it's a little less than 10 by 14 because my husband made some built-in shelves for his hobby items, and so technically I have a little less than 10 by 14. Don't mind the floors. We never bothered to really finish the floors. He got these foam boards at Goodwill outlet, and we just use that instead. So right away you see my shipping bench, my laptop is there for listing, and behind the curtains my husband still has his items because he's still going through that. But there's my shipping bench. We purchased it on Amazon, and I will have a link on the bottom if you are interested in purchasing it. And you'll see if you click on the link that it did not come with the baskets or the bottom wood shelf there. My husband custom added those so that we had a place for shipping boxes and other shipping related items like bubble wrap and Clorox wipes, and my steam water is down there. And in the baskets we have poly mailers and the bags that we use to bag the items when we store them. We do all of the folding on this bench. Next I want to show you guys the curtains. So got these curtains for $7 at a yard sale, and I needed them because behind the curtains are these built-in shelves my husband created to store all of his hobby stuff, and I will show you. So these are his hobby items. He plays Warhammer 40K. If you don't know what that is, that's fine. Neither did I, and I still don't really know. But he was kind enough to give me 2 shelves here. So I'm using them to store some boxes right now, like brown boxes, because I only keep the USPS boxes here. But I've got some brown boxes there for Mercari and eBay. And then I have some items that I have to list. But he's working on maybe clearing out another space for me, but for now, that's really great. Yeah, I got the curtains to cover up his hobby stuff because that's not really the vibe I wanted in here. So it's better this way, and it keeps his items safe and protected. And of course, it makes the space much nicer. Then over here, I have all of my items that are to be processed. I also have additional items down here to be processed. But this is what's next in line in the first row here. So there's 2 rows. You can see. So on the first one on the outside, I've got the items that are about to get steamed and photographed. In the back, we have items that are already listed and are assigned these numbers here. And so these are heavier, bulkier items that I just didn't want to store in the garage, like this heavy coat. And I'm not gonna lie, it's also some things that I just maybe want to borrow someday, so I wasn't comfortable putting it away. Okay, then next to that we have more unlisted inventory. This is all stuff that I have to process and photograph. Then right next to it, I'm just trying to step back as much as I can to show you the photo booth. So the 2 racks there, we have listed shoes. These are all listed items, and these are all unlisted items. This is all I have as far as listed shoes. These are all the shoes I have for sale. I'm just trying to keep that minimal because I have limited space to store shoes. Okay, there's Amy. I don't use Amy too often, but there she is, and I'm gonna just take her out for a moment. So when I don't need her, I just take her out, set her aside. I mostly photograph this way. And I wanted to show you guys really quickly. I was photographing these shorts and I found a stain. So I have this little caddy here that holds a bunch of things that I need when I'm photographing and or shipping. When I'm shipping, I grab it and I bring it to the shipping bench. And when I'm photographing, I leave it here. I've got scissors, I've got a lint roller in case I need that. But I also have, let's see if I can find it, these leftover stickers from the yard sale. So what I've been doing, I saw someone else do this and I thought it was genius, and I already had the stickers, is when you're about to photograph and you notice a stain, you put a little sticker exactly where the stain is. For me, I then take the item and I put it into that basket right there. That basket is where I put all flawed items to be sorted. And as you can see, it is quite full right now. So I do have to go through that probably first thing next week or the following. But yes, I put everything in here that has a flaw, and I'm so happy that now it's got this sticker, because when I go through it again, I'll know exactly where the stain is. Then I have additional flawed buckets down here. One specifically says needs mending, and then the one that says flawed are stain treated, items that need to be stain treated. So I am really in bad shape right now. I need to go through all of my flawed items. Back over from the photo booth, there's the front door, there is my calendar, and here is my favorite area right here. That is where I do all of my listing. Now I have the option of standing, so I can stand right there and list with the keyboard, or I can change the setup so that I can sit down, and I will show you what that looks like. So here is the setup for if I want to sit. So that chair folds, and that chair was right against the wall there under the light. And when I want to sit, I just unfold it and I swing the laptop over. This thing I got on Amazon, and it's amazing. You can just tilt it and move it however you want. So yeah, I get to sit if I want to sit, or I can stand if I want to stand, and I just absolutely love having that option. Okay, so I've got the chair back in its place and back into the standing position, and here is where I have my Rollo printer and my little elephant. I've got my scale. Okay, I know that AC noise was really annoying, so the next thing here I have right next to my laptop where I do my listing is my calendar, where I track everything as far as what I'm listing every day new and what I'm relisting every day and how many sales I've had. So the number in green, green for money, is how many sales. The bottom left number in blue, blue for new, is how many new items I listed, and in red, red for relist, R and R. These are just little things I do to remember. Those are how many items I relisted. So I like to have a clear view of where I'm at. We are now the 16th, so that's why that's not filled in. And as you can see, sales have been bad. Only 2 sales yesterday, 1 the day before, but I did list 21 items yesterday, so hopefully sales will pick up. I need to be better about listing more, but the transition with the office was something that took up a lot of time. But now I am getting, to a point where I'm getting more productive. This bowl picture I found, I think it was at Ross or Burlington, and I absolutely love it. The bowl represents determination and strength, and I thought that was just perfect. So turning back over to the Lightbox, I wanted to mention the 2 shelves I have in there. You guys, I thought I was in a struggle with space in here, but as you can see, I have space in those shelves right now that I don't know what to do with. I don't know if I'm going to put more unlisted stuff or maybe stuff that's prepped. I'm thinking shoes that are prepped and ready to be photographed. I think those are going to go in there. And I just want to show you guys really quickly how I do it and why I have those 2 things there. On top, I have foam boards that I got at the Dollar Tree. And so I'll just grab my foam board and I lay, we will just pretend Amy is not there because I normally move her when I do this, but I put the foam board there, and now I have a place to photograph shoes and hard goods, and I'm not bending over too badly. I can also do a flat lay this way if something like a pair of jeans or something needs a flat lay instead. I very rarely do flat lays, but this is mostly for shoes, and I'll just pretend right now, let's say we're gonna list these shoes. I just go ahead and photograph them like that, and it's super easy. I don't have to bend down or do anything crazy and hurt my back. I am 42 years old, so we have to make sure that we are doing everything we can to take care of our bodies. But yeah, that's that, and when I'm done, I just put the foam boards right back up top, and I take them out when I need them. I've got a bunch of stuff to process here. As a matter of fact, I'm going to film tomorrow a thrift haul with all of these items here. So I really hope you enjoyed the video. See you guys soon. All right, friends, that is it for the tour. I hope you enjoyed it. Please consider subscribing and come back to watch thrift hauls from the shed and what sold and all of that good stuff. I am back in the house where I'm going to tackle some laundry because that never ends. And yeah, it was a rough 10-step commute from the shed to the house. Obviously, I'm joking about that, but we have had some crazy weather here in Florida the last couple days. It's been pouring, and I had to bring a ton of stuff back and forth between the house and the shed, and that was rough. But otherwise, it's been great working in the backyard. I absolutely love it. I've said it before. I don't want to have the overhead of an office lease, so this was a perfect solution. And if you're able to do something like this, you absolutely should, because honestly, what we probably paid $3,000 or $4,000 total. I don't have the exact number, but that's the range. And that's like 2 months rent, you know, to lease an office space. And we own this. So I don't know, just works for me. I don't want that overhead. So I'm very happy. Anyway, I'll see you guys in the next video.